wait until everything was set up before we started streaming, but the boys wanted to show you how much fun we have prior to actually filming this.
Yeah, they let me say fucking part. Great.
You know what that means?
Holy shit! Oh boy!
That's right. So you guys have never seen it. There is each episode is on YouTube. We're also now in podcast form as of last episode, so it's really exciting. We tend to try to get. So how this really started was for there was originally 6 of us, and then we got Goofy in, so 7. Just some small time streamers just jumping in and just talking about the game that we love. So yeah, should be really fun to have you guys. Go follow Zero. He'll be keeping custom headbands. Yes, Zero. Headband.
Am I the only one
They
to watch
like it.
stream? Are our cameras all jumbled up on the stream? Because that's what I'm seeing right now.
They are, and that's because I'm still waiting for Goofy to get in, and then I'll fix them all up, and then yeah. It's because last week we didn't have Dapper and we didn't have a special guest, so they're all configured for last week's stream. Yeah, but as of next week, we should be fine.
Yo, look at Thunderbird over here advertising me. Yo,
Son,
he's like free headbands.
Headbands. Who wants a headband?
Always fashionably late.
Hey, Goofy joined.
Damn.
All right, let's start working on.
There's Nietzsche.
Here. Goofy's drunk. I'm so goddamn happy I could pee.
Oh, there we go.
There he is.
Hey, Goofy!
Let's go.
He's had a couple of drinks.
We in this.
There should have been an intro.
First of all, DEF CON, just so that we're clear, I have already uploaded or downloaded Avengers. Ah, damn it. This is going to be interesting tonight.
Did you update it though?
I downloaded something. Something said download. I clicked on it. It happened. Started from the bottom. Now we're here. Listen.
Hell yeah, brother.
Hell yeah, brother.
So just bear with me, guys. Need to fix the stream, obviously. Where am I?
First of all, Phelim, this is no longer my stream. Stop trolling me. All right? This is no.
You are more than welcome to troll Goofy.
I don't know if Anthony's in chat, but if you are, you be nice to everybody. And nobody wants to hear no damn bell.
Let's just fix
all these ghetto green screens worth watching. Listen, listen. All right, this is what it looks like in real life. Okay.
Yeah, this is the real thing.
This ain't
Hollywood.
green either. Nope.
Chatterbait doesn't need downloads. Oh, good God. You know what I'm thinking about adding to my repertoire, guys. I'm not gonna lie to you. I thought about it. I might start adding some ASMR to my stream.
I definitely would be in. You'd have my vote.
Some ASMR. I don't know.
As long as you're grabbing, like you have the actual physical ears to it, and you're just like,
yeah. I mean, it's come on now.
Sound of my voice, and I'm like, I'm totally in there. You'll see me every 24 hours. I promise.
I mean, first of all, there's goals in life that I have. There is ASMR, OnlyFans, and eventually
OnlyFans.
Eventually, maybe we'll get a Mi Gente back. Who knows? We'll see what happens, y'all. We'll see what happens, y'all.
I'm excited.
Oh my goodness, dude! You said like all 3 keywords. Yo,
you said all the right words.
You might be divorced by the end of the stream. I'm telling you, man.
I might be horse.
No, you might be
divorced. Listen. Well, with my OnlyFans page, I'll have a few other people that will be interested.
Rexy's sitting in the chat like, oh.
This happens every week.
Well, kind of. We don't always talk about Goofy's OnlyFans page. Sometimes we talk about his private videos.
That's the
Okay.
biggest
Good.
moneymaker, man.
Sometimes we talk
Yeah.
about other stuff too, like his 900
Well,
company.
he's-
Like, listen,
I'm a fan of the
Goofy is
whole
the
bread and
collection.
butter.
Really.
Well, first of all, they're not private because they're now public on OnlyFans. So I mean, they're not.
yeah, but that's what goes out in the little spammy text that you say, Goofy. Ooh, see my privatest videos.
Well, first of all, I didn't want Fee to know about the private Discord that I have available in terms of.
Oh
in terms
shit!
of
Did I
what
blow
got
that up
going
for
on.
you? I'm sorry
You-
about
you-
that, my friend.
You
I'm
told
sorry.
you told
This-
him. You
This is
told
why
him. You're not
Goofy
supposed to
doesn't
tell him.
fucking invite me anywhere. This is why, right here. All right, and I deserve every bit of it. Mhm.
What are you
Look at
talking
this
about?
full zero,
Setup is
dude.
done.
This
First of all, DefCon, the feet are not busted. They're just well-rounded feet. That's what they are. They're not busted feet. Okay, they're well-rounded feet. Is what they are.
Yeah.
There's nothing
Well
wrong with being
worn.
homeless, Sav.
very
They've
good,
been working
sir.
They've been working on the railroad all the long day. All right.
Oh no.
You know, I might as well just start. I might as well change my name to Dr. MSF or some shit. Cause it seems like I'm always getting referenced to Dr. Disrespect. I'm actually
Yo,
loving it.
Man, are you on a scene right now? Instead of having to switch scenes to that, can't you just change the title that you have to the news?
Like,
So that way you don't have to reorganize the cameras again. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, I'm just gonna
Just
copy.
change the
everyone's camera.
source. Just
It'll be
change
fine.
the and just change the source, and you shouldn't have to fix it or
Live
change it.
stream editing. You can find this
Yo.
also on Greatness of Streams.
This is why we don't do it live. Fuck it, we're doing live.
This
We
is
try
why
to do it before we go, but then we find the problems.
Hey,
There you
look,
go,
hey,
buddy.
look.
There you go,
Hey, look,
brother.
There's Dapper's behind me. Look. Everyone.
Hey, yo, I was
You
wearing
are
my
freaking
dapper
out,
hat. You guys want to
man.
see my dapper hat?
man.
I'm telling you, dude. So, Nietzsche, do you have any more tournaments going on today?
This is exactly why it should be done.
Well,
live.
after this,
All right. Now we're good. Now we're good. All right, guys.
Well, first of all, super villain Ben. Hi. How are
That's
you?
me,
Yo,
What's going on,
Ben,
Goofy?
what's up, buddy?
What's up,
Yeah.
everybody? Great to be here.
welcome.
I haven't started it yet, but anyway. All right, guys. So yeah, welcome. Before we kick off the show, because we're not going to have the chatter, we are going to have Goofy in charge of the chat. So I'll keep pinging off to you, Goofy, if you can watch that. I'm excited. All right, so hopefully this goes well. All right, guys. So we'll do the introduction. I'll introduce Ben first, and then we'll work around the table just like as we normally do. All right. So, Kravis, you going to swear first?
I am.
I
would
am.
never do that. I don't know what you're talking
usually
about.
I do.
You were the filthy potty mouth who dropped the dirty F word last week.
I know.
So hold on. You don't want me to drink on the
You're
video?
projecting.
Okay, I got you. I got you.
Ben must have COVID. He's pushing in the
No,
corner
no,
all
you
by
can-
himself.
You can have a beer. You can have a beer. I don't really care. We're meant to be having some fun. Actually, I'll open a beer too if that makes you feel
No, my
You
my,
should
my
put
mom,
hey. Oh no,
my
'cause
mom
of-
might watch this video. My mom might watch this video, so I probably won't.
Oh, mama. Oh, mama.
muscle milk.
Oh my god, I'm
Cheers, mate.
All right. So we're going to do. I'll do the countdown, then we'll start recording. All right. So.
I'm sorry, Pariah.
My bird for years.
Ben must have COVID because he's pushing to the corner alone. What the
It's just-
I was looking at that
Going
too.
on
I was
here?
just gonna pretend it never happened.
Yo, Ben comes out of the shadows. They're already roasting him. Fuck.
This is
My
A lot
super
of
villains
real
are
estate over
changed
here,
on
guys.
All
Hey,
right.
zero. Stop drinking sus milk, man. That's what they said. They said stop drinking sus.
Yo, that headband's pretty sus, bro.
I might have to say sus now.
Super stuff. All right, guys. So in 3, 2, 1. All right, and welcome, guys, to another MSF Roundtable episode 4. We're joined by a special guest, Super Villain Ben. How you doing, mate?
What's going on, everybody? Great to be here.
Do you want to tell us a bit about yourself?
Absolutely. Once again, I am Supervillain Ben. I've been playing this Marvel Strike Force for 819 days. I am largely free to play. I've spent less than $5 of Google Play rewards credit. Full disclosure, happy to report that my total collection power just surpassed 7.5 million these last couple of days. So very pleased with that. And yeah, like I said, just thrilled to be here. Honored to be in such great company.
We're really happy to have you, bro. As per normal, we're going to go around the MSF roundtable. This episode is live. It's the first one, so hopefully it goes well. All right, so Goofy, tell us what's been going on last week.
Yeah, so this week has been an exciting week. Yes, it's been an exciting week. We got ISO, so I've spent a lot of theory crafting and trying to figure out some things. The biggest thing for me is we just got up to 8 million gold. And on Monday, we're going to see all of it go away because Phoenix is coming. So we're going to go from level 1 all the way up to gear tier 14. So RIP my gold. That's pretty much it. And when it comes to the baby account, we are we're just starting from the bottom, and then we're pretty much still there. So that's pretty much how we're moving forward when it comes to MSF right at this moment. But ISO 8s, we'll talk about that a little bit later.
Yeah, awesome. Nietzsche, how you doing, brother?
Doing well. So basically, yeah, I've just been ISO aiding most of my main characters, and that's pretty much about it for me.
Sounds good. All right, Zero, what is going on, brother? You are looking
it's
very suave tonight.
It's going great, man. Guess what we started off with the week? A 24-hour stream. It was just but then I won't stream for a whole week. So if you guys ask for a 24-hour stream, just know I will not stream for the rest of the week. I also I think node 5 of GD3, so I'm on node 6 right now. You know, I'm moving slow, but I'm moving pretty quick, if that makes any sense. You know. That's it. Yeah.
And Dapper, we unfortunately missed him last week just due to some illness. How you doing, brother? You look very, very
I'm doing
nice.
great. Thank you. So yeah, so with my main account, I finally hit 9.1 million. My alt account, I'm at 4.6. I've been like Nietzsche said, farming ISO 8s for all my characters I use for arena, war offense, and my raids, and that's pretty much it.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah, your baby account is 5 times bigger than mine, I think, or something ridiculous.
Good God. His alt account is bigger than my main account. Good God.
He's gaining on us.
I think we're equal right now in his baby account.
And Kravis, what is going on, brother? How you doing?
All right. I am doing almost as well as Goofy is, except for I don't have 8 million gold saved up. Nope, sure don't. So Phoenix is just going to be sitting there on the shelf going, here's another 150K. Nope, still not usable. Here's another 150K. Nope, still not usable. But I'm looking forward to getting that done. As far as both accounts are kind of concerned, I've been really going in on symbiotes. I intend to kind of go in on ISO 8s for one Miss Scream as soon as I get her unlocked on both accounts too, because I believe they're gonna make a dent or two in a few nodes that each account is trying to make a dent or two in. So I think I'm gonna be in good shape with those.
Oh, sounds good, brother. Yeah, I'm probably seeing the same issue with. I'll get to that. Lex Lethal, what is going on, my man? How you doing, bro?
Yo, what's good, brother? How you doing, man? How's everybody doing?
What's been going on?
Yeah, all right. I just about to hit 1.4 million finally. I was gonna say I'm not as big and badass as y'all's account, but you know, I'm doing all right. I almost got my DD2 team ready. I just finished Minerva, about to finish Symbiote. I only need one more piece. Sinister, same thing. About to 13 him. Just got to work on Hella, and then I'm working on my aim for Villain 7, and that's about it, man.
Awesome. For me this week, it's been a lot of testing for ISO 14. ISO 14? No, ISO 8.
Sitting there, I'm like, ISO 14, hell yeah.
I was looking at the news page and it said new ISO.
What's that look like?
couple of generations up. Yeah, so I did unlock Scream. My symbiotes, so she's gear 10, and the rest of them, so Carnage is nearly gear 13. The symbiotes, wow, is all I can say. I've got a couple of interesting things when we hit the news with Remedex's spreadsheet. We'll chuck that in the chat as well, so definitely check that out. Yeah, mostly just been testing with that. Getting ready for Phoenix. I think Train and Mats are going to be my killer. Like 25 gold save, like orb save. Still waiting on that. All right, guys. As per usual, yeah, just throw it out there. Goofy's going to be watching the chat, and yeah, guys, thanks very much for being here. All right, let's kick off with the news. All right, so we had 4.4 release this week. The big thing was ISO 8, or apparently ISO 14, if you're playing my game. So enhance the rosters. So 3 characters coming out throughout this update: Scream, Anti-Venom, and She-Hulk. We talked a little bit about She-Hulk. Are we still feeling a bit negative there? Ben, what do you think about the 3 new characters?
I obviously don't, or as free to play, I don't have Scream or Anti-Venom yet. I think it's kind of interesting, like we kind of talked about a little bit before we started recording, that they've kind of, penciled She-Hulk in to work with the Fantastic Four. I would sort of, I guess, kind of like to see what we sort of originally theorized with them, that, maybe they would have a particular pairing for Raid, a particular pairing for Arena, a particular pairing for War, that sort of thing. Doom still may take the cake with them, but I don't know. It'll still be exciting, kind of like everything else. We won't really know exactly how it works until it's in the game, and we've tested it, at max level and full effectiveness and everything. But in general, I am excited about the characters. Also excited for the 2 symbiotes, because I think they're really going to shake things up at the city section of DD3. That's where I'm hanging out right now, and we could use the help. So
Yeah, no, I think they're
Great if they didn't all take the same gear.
yeah, exactly.
Hello, buyer. Is anyone actually wailing out on She-Hulk, or you've got your Namor and your Fantastic Four and you're happy? with that?
Negative. I'm waiting for Invisible Woman to come back so I can unlock her.
Nerp.
I don't, for me, dog.
If you legitimately asked me to wail on She-Hulk, I would probably tell you to ingest a bag of Richards, my friend. It's just not going to happen.
Yeah, I'm kind of disappointed they decided to put her with Fantastic Four.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
I'll
same
end up
way.
wailing out on her, probably, but I am in a very defensive room. I'm like one of the top 3 defensive teams on our alliance, so likely I will try them out at least on defense and see how it works.
Oh, Nets, rest in peace, buddy. I love you.
Well, let me know how it goes. Let me know
I
how
will.
it goes.
The resident whale in my guild said, "I'm going to buy her, but I'm not going to gear her." And I'm like, so you're going to... Okay, whatever.
We'll try it.
I might just buy an offer for her just to have her. I'm not gonna. put
Yeah,
any
I'm waiting
resources
for
into that.
Anti-Venom.
She's the 100.
That's the goal.
Which is a bit of a kick in the teeth, I guess.
So yeah, so with She-Hulk, I'm definitely thinking about. I'm not gonna wail out on her. This will be the first character that I have not bought since the game. So it's just the fact that I don't have no place for her. I'm not gonna remove Namor to make a perfectly good offensive team to make I don't know what kind of war defense. I already have, 8 good defense teams. Why take that out?
Yeah, of course.
Fantastic
I'm not a fan of
She-Hulk,
Fantastic for an
boo.
offense,
Why am I going to
honestly.
give that up again?
So, good. No. The question for Ben. Every single patch comes with 3 characters. As a free-to-play player, do you think this is too many characters, or you actually enjoy the roster constantly increasing, even though you might not necessarily have it on day one?
Well, to answer your question, I would say that enjoy might not be my first choice of words. I do understand the situation. It's definitely part of their plan to, kind of attack you with multiple layers of, difficulty and things that you can't keep up with to try and incentivize you to spend. But as free to play, I've just accepted a long time ago that that's not what I'm going to do. So when a new character comes out, I get as many shards of them as they can. If it's through campaign, I actually do usually core that, get them to 4 or 5, blitz. I do. However, I'm actually a couple shards short of getting Zemo right now just because, life. But, I basically just get the characters as far as I can. I don't stress if I only get them to 3 or 4 and then, max them out when they make them available. And that's the game.
Yeah, awesome. So I was you sort of beat me to it. Obviously, Scream's coming as the Scream event, Parasitic Intentions. So you're saying that usually you get a 4 or 5 star unlock from those events.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, sometimes it comes with good luck with those pulls, which is it seems rare these days. But I do usually spend my 50 energy or my 50 cores to get the extra energy for the campaigns, even on a character like Swarm, which nobody really cares about. I went ahead and did that anyway, just because that's how I play the game. So each of the new characters that come out through the campaigns, I'm generally coring for them.
I personally, because I've come from Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, I actually don't mind the events like the Parasite one, releasing the character. And then we had the marvelous new app icon. If you've watched episode 4, we're not going to talk too much about it because I think we talked about it for 10 minutes, saying why you're wasting resources. But that happened. There was a whole bunch of bugs too. We're not going to go through all of them, but they are on the screen. The big one I do want to point out is Black Bolt's passive seems to be actually working now. I'm finding that's true.
Yeah.
Because before it wasn't. And then the second one that I have seen some contention, we've talked about it a bit on my stream, is the Symbiote Spider-Man's basic ability, level 6, Quick Strike, includes the applies defense down for 2 turns. People were thinking that before. So T6 does that. Level 6 does that, and the T4 does the defense down for 2 turns on when he does the chain, and he applies it to the adjacent target. So
I thought that one was just a visual bug on the writing rather than an actual bug in the game.
So people were
they said, but I don't remember that stack, and I did that T4 because it stacked the defense down for 2 turns. That would be why I did that. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Still do it for the adjacent target. So that was just one of the people were like, oh, I can get it back. And then there was a couple of character updates for 4.4. Obviously, She-Hulk is added to their kit for the Fantastic Four. Rest in peace, Namor.
R.I.P.
R.I.P. So today, Persian.
Like anyway.
She's a cool comic book character. I just think chucking her in a defensive team and Fantastic Four. I would have liked her in a brawler team or like maybe the 5th for the Young Avengers, but here we are. So there was a post with Anti-Venom. I think he's probably the most exciting character in this patch. He gives the symbiotes a cleanser.
Yep.
His kit looks out of control.
Yes, I will be eating whale food for him.
I think even Ben will.
Card this time, my friend.
No, hey, I'm
sorry,
good. We're
Ben.
good. We're good.
She's got it under lock and key.
He's flying one. Yeah, I think he's the most exciting character for multiple reasons. I mean, obviously he is the cleanser for that team, but I think obviously too as well. I mean, you can actually use him in other areas than just with the symbiotes. I think that's also one of the reasons why, he's amazing with the symbiotes, but he's also usable outside of that team too as well. So, I mean, we could talk about it a little bit, but not to cut you off. Go ahead.
Hey, keep going.
Yeah, I was just saying that, when you think, what does he have? What are his tags? Like hero, city, so when you're thinking about if early game or even early mid game players have the opportunity to grab him, you're going to be able to use him in the early heroes, well, not early heroes, but in the heroes 7-1 campaign to be able to get through that. If you're teaming them up with Symbiote Spider-Man, or even if you don't have Symbiote Spider-Man, teaming them up with a character like Miss Marvel, you're still going to be able to go through that not with ease, but it's going to be much easier for you to do. But then also when you're looking at the challenges, that you have as well, for what is it? I'm completely blanking on the challenge right now, but I know that there's a challenge where you have to use city heroes. you're also going to be able to use him there too as well. And he's a character that heals, quite well there. So I just feel like, yeah, he's great with the symbiotes, but he's also going to be great in other areas too as well. In my opinion, like even if you're someone that's not a whale, if you are going to spend on a character, I would say that he's a character that you spend on.
Yeah, I think that's definitely the case for these three. Milestone update. So Symbiote Spider-Man is coming to where we thought, the Milestone Orb, and he's replacing Captain Marvel. Ben, what's the level of your Symbiote Spider-Man?
Oh, that is hilarious that I actually wasn't aware of that. That makes me smile quite a bit. My symbiote Spider-Man is pretty heavily invested in. He is 5 yellow, 5 red, gear tier 14, and fully T4'd. But I laugh. He's 62 out of 200. I currently have over 900 milestone orbs banked, just waiting for them to put a character like symbiote Spider-Man in. So he's about to be 7 yellow
awesome.
if there's any luck in this world for me.
Oh, I wish you
Nice.
all the luck.
Delicious.
That's amazing.
See theory.
Hoarders
Captain
MSF
Marvel.
edition.
Yeah, that's it. Captain Marvel has been moved to Heroes 6-9. That obviously came out with the update as well. And they're now saying that she's going to be permanently moved into the Doom Influence campaign, that new campaign that came out. So are we happy with that? It doesn't say how long she's going to be in that 6-9 slot for.
As long as I can farm her, I'm good.
Be hitting that
Sounds
every
great for
day
me.
as much as you can. But I think that's supposed to last until we actually complete the Doom campaign. The way that read to me, anyway.
Because I think Doom's influence is like 96
It's like a
days or
year
something.
or something
Yeah.
like that. So I think they're going to release the rest of it, and once we beat the content, things will go somewhere else, I imagine. At least that's the way it read to me.
Yeah, no, I was pretty happy with that. Does anyone else have any points on that before we move on to Full Matrix?
Nope.
Cool. So Full Matrix, a new event that came out to help ISO 8. I bet Ben's loving this. There are some really good rewards in there. Ben, what are you thinking of this new event that's come out?
Absolutely. I am all over it. Honestly, ISO 8 in general has just been fantastic. As I was, again, kind of mentioned before the stream, we've been doing U7, D5 and kind of getting in a position where we're usually, able to get like 60 or 65%. Just basically dropping level 1s on everybody, level 2s on, maybe my favorite 2 or 3 characters or whatever we've, just daily been able to get up to basically around 90% in U7, D5. So I think it's really going to be about, kind of the next level of content, and then how does everybody look when they're level 80 decked out in ISO 8s, and then versus that next level of content, I think is really what's gonna matter next.
And guys, we will be talking about ISO because obviously it's the biggest part. We will be talking about it. So if it looks like we're skipping through it, it's just because that's going to be most of the video. Upcoming blitzes, Bullseye. I'm probably the only one in the world that's excited because I have a 7 red star Bullseye.
Oh, there you go.
And then Domino. Everyone go for Doc Ock. Was Domino the character that sort of slowed you down getting him?
No, every one of them was actually for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, Doc Ock, especially Doc Ock, Negasonic, and X-23.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, Domino's was the one that I had to well out to get a 6-star Doc Ock.
I refused. Negasonic, nope. I will farm
Yeah,
her.
it was X23.
Oh wait, Domino's. I meant to say Domino's.
So
Yeah.
So Ben, you're saying X23. Are you happy that now she's in the War Store and you can farm her?
Yeah, absolutely. I've sort of been resigned to just buying character shards from the War Store for some time, but just the fact that she's available somewhere, I can, we can slowly get there.
Mm-hmm. So usually I'm presuming that when a legendary comes out, you're the second time around.
Most of the time throughout the course of the game, that has been the case. I kind of look for if there's an opportunity for me to make a run. Like I did get Maw the first time. There have been a couple that I got the first time. If I can see it coming and we do have enough notice, I am, very disciplined at hoarding orbs and resources and that part of the game and everything. Like I said, you have to. You're sort of playing a different game, or at least I feel like that sometimes. But yeah, I would say most of the time it is. pretty reliably. You know all the requirements for the character at that point. Yeah, most of the time it's the second time around for me.
Yeah, that's fair enough. I've been lucky this time around, and the only one I missed out on was Fury. But it's good to see a perspective on free to play. Obviously, these games can be expensive if obviously you can spend the money, but it's good to see that you're doing really well. Just not spending any money and still feel like you're. I'm not going to say disadvantaged, but definitely enjoying the game. You know what I mean? Like as you said, you stream and stuff, and I doubt you'd be streaming if you didn't like it.
Absolutely.
So good. Especially the community. So big shout out to you guys watching the stream and watching the YouTube.
Yes, holler.
None
Thanks,
of us
guys.
would be without you, so thanks very much. So bonus adventures before we wrap up and go to ISO 8. Obviously the double drops for Hela and Loki. I'm going to be pushing forward. I don't care about our Lord and Savior.
Yeah.
And then Relican and the Wakandans. How's everyone going on Wakandans? I think I'm on like 4 or something.
I think I got them. I have I have a couple at 4 and a couple at 3 or something like that.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. M'Baku didn't come to play. He was like 50, like 150 out of 200. So I was just sitting there like, I'm gonna hit this 3 times and I'm gonna take my 9 cores and I'm gonna get out of here. I'm not like they were trying to throw that offer at me. I was like, yeah, no, I'm not taking that. That's not me.
Yeah, it's fair enough.
Not at all.
So that wraps up. Oh, sorry.
I was gonna say I pulled a 6 red star in Baku tonight. You can sense the excitement on my face.
So excited.
Very stale. I love it very much.
There was a clip recorded and everything, man.
Moment 21 to quit the game, huh?
Oh yeah.
I got a 6 red star Gamora, and I felt pretty much the same way. I was like, oh. Okay.
You don't know the torture until you pull a 6 red star hand assassin, dude.
Oh, is that so? I have a 7
I got
red
a
star.
handblade
I have
bastard
the
that would
bruiser.
disagree with you, my friend.
All right, so we're going to move on to the big part of this is the ISO 8. You'll see on the news in the front, guys. But ISO 8, what do we feel, and are we enjoying it? I've got some comments from obviously playing Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. Ben, I'd love to hear your thoughts about ISO 8, how it's been implemented, how hard it is, or how hard you feel being a free to play that it's going to take, or the length of time and stuff like that. Yeah, over to you, Ben.
Yeah, absolutely. As I sort of jumped the gun earlier, like I said, it's really helped out a lot doing U7D5. Spending a lot less on raid heals and everything. It's obviously going to be a little bit slower as free to play as I'd imagine as you kind of climb the ladder. People are buying to get their characters up to 3, level 3, 4, or 5 as quickly as they can. I'll really have to see how much that bottlenecks, as I don't have anybody above level 2 right now. But in general, I do really like it. Everything seems accessible at this point. It doesn't seem too bad. The additional level of customization is really nice. I'm sure that they've kind of thoroughly tested everything, but it would not surprise me one bit if a small or even large handful of characters come out with a second or even a third class that they can use and find useful in different game modes or with different teams and whatnot. So I think kind of like everybody else, I would sort of imagine. I'm really happy with it so far.
So talking about, because obviously, you do have that finite, when you're spending, you've got that finite resources. How are you progressing through? Who are you upgrading? Are you going to like level 2 and then moving to the next character? Yeah, just tell us a little bit about your plan.
Absolutely. First thing for me, like I said, is raid has sort of been the crunch point for me lately. I kind of made sure, especially the common characters that are shared between my main raid team and my arena team, they kind of went first. So like I know I have Black Bolt at level 2. I'm trying to think, I may only have as few as 1 or 2 other characters up at level 2. Basically anybody that I use regularly in raid, and I'm talking U7 at this point, anybody that I use there is level 1. Kind of widening out across a large large range characters, because like I said, I really noticed the bump just from one level, and it's really inexpensive to get characters there. So that's kind of, you know, spreading out over most of the characters that I use right now, and then we're really going to dive in, you know, deep to sort of min max in our best characters, our Black Bolts, our Symbiote Spideys, and, you know, whoever can have that most impact.
For sure. The class system, you got, and obviously we'll get everyone's opinion, but the class system, are you happy that you can bounce between? Because realistically, swapping between classes is not the expensive part. It's actually getting those ISO pieces right. Are you happy with, you know, you can be swapping through classes, very inexpensive to bounce between them? Are you just chucking on a class and just leaving it, or what are you doing, Ben?
At this point, I have not invested in a second class for anybody yet. I think I was probably my initial reaction was I think it was the Raider class that I really liked. I may have to kind of go back and revisit and brand some of those characters as strikers or a different class, but I do think that that's something that will kind of prove useful in the future. I think for the most part, most people will, you know, at least for quite a while, kind of choose a single class for a character, because we got a game with a lot of characters in it, friends. There's a whole lot going on. So I mean, if you're going to be doing 2 or 3 classes for everybody, you're digging deep. But I think everybody will probably kind of choose their primary class for most characters, and then kind of play around later, especially if they have a particular need, or there's a spot in campaign that they need to get past or something.
Yeah, no, it's definitely a good good sort of outlook that you've got on that. I think, yeah, doing those raid characters is really going to help you out. Goofy, let me know what are your thoughts? How are you tracking with it?
So yeah, you know, ISO 8s have been pretty good. You know, in my opinion, I think the early aspect of it, everybody was just like, "Oh my god, I gotta spend," and I'm like, the spenders aren't really getting that much higher than you think, because the drop, if you look at the orbs that they got, they suck. So it's not as if though they're getting these great, you know, sort of kind of pulls and drops from all these from all the starter pack, if you want to call it. I call it
Yeah.
the crapper pack. So I mean, you're essentially, it's been fine. I think there's been a lot of frustration because people are saying, you know, it gives an advantage to people who are spending money in the game, and I tend to disagree. I know it's probably an unpopular opinion, but I tend to disagree with them having the advantage, because you still ultimately have to figure out the optimal team or the optimal classes and the optimal combinations of characters and teams, which I'm actually quite enjoying. And I know a lot of people are just like, well, what's the best trait for this character? What's the best traits for that character? The fact is, you don't really have to pick a best trait. It's about finding different combinations of traits that actually work, and then going with that. And I think that's the joy of ISO 8s for me. It's just like I'm enjoying the different combinations of classes that you can put on different characters. There's no such thing as a best trait. There's more so, okay, well, what works with what group? You know, that's really kind of how I kind of view it. Now, it can get expensive. Obviously, if you upgrade characters to level 2, level 3, you know, then of course you're gonna have to spend those, what, 15,000 whatever plus in order to be able to change class and level up that class. But I think that, you know, I like the aspect of it being a red star kind of progression that you can kind of control a little bit. That's what I think I kind of enjoy about it.
Awesome. Nietzsche, I bet you're just thinking, how do I use this in PvP? Your thoughts on ISO 8?
So, personally, what I've been doing is I think the best use of ISO 8s is getting all your teams basically to that level 1 tier. That allows you to have that bonus, have that vulnerability up on as many characters as possible. My next move, which I'm working on now, is getting those characters to, or getting my specific raid characters, my arena characters to that tier 3. Tier 3, I think, is that next big milestone. Tier 2 doesn't really matter. That's 10%, I think, across the board of health to each of them, which I guess affects the healer class the most. But all the other classes, it really doesn't affect that much.
I mean, it's nice to have, right?
it's nice to have, but it's not a game changer.
Yeah.
So, in my opinion, you get that tier 1 on as many characters as possible that you use. Then you go for that gear 3 or level 3 of each of your raid characters, which is now what I'm doing because I pretty much got most of my main characters to gear tier or level 1. And it's just that's how I think it should be done. I mean, I could be wrong, but I feel like getting more characters to that level 1 is more beneficial than trying to focus to one team on a level 5.
I'll do my opinions, but I agree. I think multiple teams is better than having just one set of 5 and then moving to the next team. Zero, what are your thoughts on ISO 8?
I love it. I think this is great for the community, as like now we have something that we can control, instead of like, having to be like, all right, well, I need to pull red stars for this character to, bring her completely up, versus like, okay, now they're giving me the option to bring her up, because I was able to bring my Black Bolt from a 98k all the way up to like 104k or something like that, with just bringing him up to, I think, level 3 in ISO 8. So I'm like, okay, that's amazing. And I did the same thing over and over again with different characters, different tunes, and it's perfect. Like I love the fact that it's gonna keep going up. The only thing that sucks is like for the competitive side, like obviously arena is gonna get a little more difficult. But I'm not too concerned about that. It'll translate towards like, raid, looking at like the bigger picture, like, hey, this is going to boost us up, and then whatever tier you're in or whatever difficulty you're in, obviously you guys are gonna pass right through, because at least that's what we're seeing in my alliance. We're like, okay, this is easy. We're moving forward. Like we could probably 100% U7.2 in like a week if we can get at least two teams up to like level 3. That's, it seems to be like pretty good between level 3, and then obviously no one's gonna have a level 5 unless you're wailing completely out. But we might see it within the next 2 weeks, depending on how people are gonna spend their money. But I definitely think it's great. Like it's great for the players. I think it's great for being free. You don't have to use gold as well. You don't have to use like campaign energy as well. So that gives us a like just more stuff to do. Like by the time because you could do, if you really want to, you could do your dailies within 15 minutes and be done with the game. Versus like now we can run through ISO 8. ISO 8 is like you can still run through it, but now you can customize any of the characters you want. Like now I could customize my Ravager Bruiser. He's not useless now. Like I can make him do stupid things. Like I can make
how
him
much
do
has
whatever I
Zero
want
been
now.
drinking? Bruiser.
I don't know,
Unbelievable.
Finally.
Dapper, how you find them?
Well, I'm enjoying them a lot. Like I said, with my main account, I'm just bringing most of my roster to at least level 1 on those ISO 8s. On my alt account, I'm focusing on my Marauders, my Symbiotes. I'm gonna level them up all the way and see, just play around with that account, see, what is good to do, what not to do, and then I'll get my information and bring it to my main account.
Yeah, nice. We'll in a moment show a spreadsheet that's created by Reminex and a bunch of other big people in the community that have been testing all this out, especially the Gear 14 sort of stage. And I'll post. Has anyone got the link that they can chuck in the chat? But yeah, no, that's good. Kravis, what do you think, buddy? Are you enjoying it?
Absolutely. This is probably one of the better ways of customizing characters that they could have put in game, because there is no really random number generator, which is what kind of destroyed the balance in Galaxy Heroes that they've been chasing ever since.
Mm-hmm.
the way the system itself works is great. The only tips that I can offer that I haven't heard yet is those 50 core refreshes for that energy. You're gonna want to be doing that shit, the stuff, and you're just gonna want to be doing it like daily, because if you aren't actually refreshing that energy and getting that stuff, you're gonna fall behind. What I'd recommend that you do, if you can't really afford that core wise, is probably take your arena team up to ISO 3, because that's really going to help you out to get through those teams that you're having a hard time with. And that should help you get enough cores to where you can afford to actually do your whole roster with level 1, because there's too much of a benefit not to. It's basically free to do. I mean, you could at a bare minimum, you could make everybody a raider and give your entire roster plus 15% crit. Like, that's huge. At bare minimum, even if you wanted to do nothing else with it, you could do that, and it's like free. So you should definitely be spending your cores on those two, and then don't forget about your regular energies, though.
Yeah, no, I agree with all that. Lex, what do you think, buddy?
Yeah, so I'm with everybody else, man. I totally agree. You know, right now I'm just trying to get all mine the same thing at level 1. And especially for a player like me that's, you know, still trying to complete everything, to be able to farm everything and still trying to get through a lot of things, it opens up a lot more content and a lot more gameplay that normally I would be very limited on, such as, you know, Ultimate 7. I'm actually able to complete nodes now. You know, same thing with the gamma rays. I think the 4 gamma ray 4 we're doing. But yeah, it's great, man. And as soon as I can, I want to, you know, try and get them up to tier 2 too. So I think it's great, especially for players like I said that are newer, and you know, it definitely opens up more content for sure for you.
So I don't know if you guys know, there is plans on bringing a U8 to the raids, so which will probably be tailored towards ISO 8. So get excited for that.
Yeah.
I've seen Reminex stream, and he is pretty much autoing with the symbiotes at the moment through U7 5. So some pretty cool stuff there. My opinion of ISO 8 is very, very high, and that's because I've come from Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, and some of the guys who did play it are touching on it. This is the equivalent of, I guess, mods. Mods in that game, if you don't know, are all random based. If they have speed, they are awesome. If they don't have speed, you usually sell them off. So the fact that, and apparently that's how it did come. So this was actually meant to be released a year ago, and then the play testers and stuff didn't like it. So I think how they've gone about it has been very good. The event at the moment, I believe you should get 5 3-star pieces, which is pretty awesome as well. Wait, Goofy, I'll talk about Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes as much as I want. I'm reading the chat.
Hello there.
Hello there. But no, I'm really really enjoying it. I haven't spent any money on it. My main focus has been Arena Raid and my characters for Dark Dimension 3. And that's sort of where I'm going from. So we've talked about the Reminex sheet. So I'm going to put that on the screen. It might be a little small to read, guys, but it will be in the link on the YouTube video, as well as I believe one of the guys has chucked it out there. What does everyone feel about, like, yeah, I mean, this is just such an awesome tool for the community. Are you guys just blind? Because I'm using this as a guide, and then I'm doing a bit of practice myself. Are you guys using this as a tool, or are you guys just sort of doing your own thing? We'll head over to you, Ben.
So for this right here, at least for the guys that, you know, like myself, I can't. Oh, okay, never mind. I'll go fuck off. I mean,
I was just gonna let you go, man. You were doing great. More power to you. But so I'll be quick then. No, I hadn't actually seen this spreadsheet. Although looking at it, it's, you know, it is pretty close to how it makes sense in my head. Like I said, really, you know, focusing on Maw and Black Bolt. There's Symbiote, Spider-Man. Emma Frost is still kind of low for me, but yeah, this makes perfect sense, you know, just their effectiveness in each of the game modes and everything. You know, cream rises to the top. That's where you should really focus on. So yeah, looks like a good tool to me. I'm Supervillain Ben. I endorse this message.
All right, Zero, you can talk now. And yes, it's kind of sus, Thunderbird.
It's sus. So
It's highly
at least
sus.
for those that can't read, I already talked to Reminex about it. I'm making infographics for it, so that way, like whatever he and whoever else put that sheet together, that way you can have that in your pocket instead of having to, oh, let me go read this whole thing. No, I'm doing all the legwork for you. I'm putting it into nice little pretty pictures for you. Don't you fret now, my little youngin. Don't worry, I'm taking care of you guys.
I'm really enjoying the class system and the fact that you are just swapping between classes. So level 1 is free across the board once you unlock it, so you can change between it. Nietzsche hit it on the head though. Level 3 is that huge boost, and then obviously level 5 as well. I think 2 and 4 are both 10% health, which is nice. A bit more survival. Definitely, probably not where you're going to see the big boost. Like we've talked about. And we'll actually move on to now the classes. So we've got the 5 classes. What's everyone's thoughts about each of the classes? So the classes we have, I'll just bring that back on the sheet. So we've got Striker, Fortifier, Healer, Skirmisher, and Raider. Ben, what are you finding that you're liking the most throughout your testing?
I think that for the characters that I focused on the earliest, in particular, Black Bolt and Symbiote Spider-Man, I was really looking at the Raider class first. The crit, and obviously they all share bonus health, but that extra crit seems really, really strong. I guess I understand that Black Bolt, as somebody with really high base attack, also benefits pretty well from being a striker class, so I may have to experiment with that. But I think that I would say in general I kind of maybe overvalue the Raider class a little bit, over the Skirmisher and Striker early, and then I feel like the Healer and Fortifier classes kind of really call out to specific characters more. The Fortifiers either tanks or characters you just really want to stay alive, and then the Healers are pretty straightforward. So that's kind of my take on it.
Yeah, awesome. Goofy, what are you finding with the classes?
Yeah, I like the classes. I think my best combination or my favorite combination is just the Skirmisher and the Fortifier, just because of the assists. I think it's a lot of fun. I actually find myself putting Healer on some characters that are actually a little bit more tanky. Just initially for the level 1 aspect of it, like a character like Invisible Woman, who I use a lot in Arena. I'm actually finding that her having Healer, even though she is slow AF, I do actually like the Healer on her, just because her health is a little bit higher than someone like Minerva, who health is just not that high. So I do, like I said, it's just once again, just like that theory crafting aspect. I hate Fortifier, because Fortifier just seems absolutely useless until you get to like level 5. So I really do hate Fortifier. But I do like the other combinations. The symbiotes, by the way, you can put whatever you want on them. It just seems as if the only thing really works when you put it on them. So it's absolutely insane. Even with like my 29K, Scream that I run in U7, I'm still like loving pretty well. And the guys on the stream saw it earlier. Like she still survives. As long as you have Venom there for the defense up, she's pretty good.
Mm-hmm. Nietzsche, what do you think of the classes?
So, I do agree with the Riven classifications for probably 90 to 95% of his choices there.
Yep.
I think prior to him even releasing that, I did the exact same thing. So, almost completely agree with his classifications. It's a very different type of fights now. I haven't actually seen too much of a difference in raids. Honestly, I think the raids are even harder now. And it's very difficult with sitting here looking at, okay, well, this guy's marked. I should attack him, but normally I would attack this other guy. So it kind of deviates me also from my normal path. But overall, I am satisfied with the system. I think they implemented it well. And I think it's gonna change some things, especially later once you start seeing these 3, 4, and 5 levels in that ISOs.
Zero, what do you think of the class system?
I don't know. I can't read, so I just put whatever is on there. Whatever Ramanex tells me, I just put it on there. The classes, I don't know, like outside the realm of what they've given us. Like, I mean, whatever they gave us right now, and we'll catch something in between it, and we'll probably name some crazy thing like after MG, like Boomer or something like that. You add this, it'll go faster or something. Like, I don't know, man. I'm perfectly okay with what we got now.
Dapper, what do you think?
Well, like I said, I'm still like messing around with my alt account to figure out, what I like the most. So far, what I've been messing with is scrimmage, Raider, and Striker. And with my Marauders, I just have the hill.
Yep. What are you doing, Zero?
Yo, I could have sworn I heard crickets, man.
I just did too. I
Somebody's
swear,
got one,
I
man.
just said that in the chat right now.
Yo, it's definitely Dapper. He had the crickets.
I said, did I just hear crickets?
That was like he's on an island right now, man. He's on an island right now.
Gravis, what do you think of the class systems?
I really like it. I like the way that you compare people that move fast with AoEs, like I don't know, somebody like Punisher with a Raider, and then you can make everybody else a Striker, so they can just go double tap every moron in the world, and it's just fun. Or you can do it for your symbiotes, and you give it to Venom. Like, what taunts? I don't care how many buffs you have. He's gonna hit you 14 times. He doesn't care, and then just take everything off. It's great. I love it. It's fantastic. I agree with whoever said Protector was the hot, or Fortifier was a hot pile of steaming garbage, because it appears to be a hot pile of steaming garbage. Yes. I don't like it.
I think until level 3, otherwise it's just not as effective.
Yeah.
Lex, what are your thoughts on the classes?
Yeah, so I like the classes. I especially like how you can switch between them without like any type of penalty or resources having to be used. I'm a big fan of that. I think that they're they're a little basic in their levels. Like you gain a percentage and then you gain health, and then you gain a percentage and then you gain health. I think maybe they could have done like, I don't know, they could have done it a little more intricate, I guess. But I do like the classes, and I've just kind of been experimenting on my own. I've looked at Rem's his spreadsheet, but I've just kind of been experimenting on my own. Like, on Minerva, I put healer and symbiote. I tried Striker with symbiote, and then I switched to Raider, and that seems to be working out a lot better for him. Carnage, I have Striker on Carnage right now because they're both brawlers. So yeah, I'll probably go over Rem's spreadsheet one more time and see what he's got. But I've just kind of been experimenting on my own. I think it's great, man. I love the system.
So I'm looking forward to, I like the class systems. I'm looking forward to them building upon this, whether they add more levels, more classes.
Yeah.
I think it's a very good polished system that they've brought out. We're not going to have level 5 in the first week. That's fine. And I also like it coming out, which probably doesn't affect anyone here, but at level 55. So as you progress through the new players, One of the things that we were afraid of was, is it going to be like you have to be level 70 to be able to enjoy this sort of thing? And I think 55 is that sweet spot where the game hasn't pushed too much onto you, and then they introduced a whole new sort of campaign through global, which I think wasn't a bad choice. There's some really good, powerful characters in global. I was able to smash through the campaign, so I've actually been really enjoying that. So that probably wraps it up for today's one. We're just going to go around the table and just any final points. Ben, do you have anything you'd like to say?
I just want to thank everybody for having me on here. It's been a great experience. I didn't spit it out before, but I am Supervillain Ben, so you can find me on Twitch and YouTube. I do stream every Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday night, so come see me. Community's great. I love you guys, and we'll see you next time.
Thanks. Goofy.
Yeah, I mean, been a fun time, of course, guys. Obviously, if you guys don't already know, I stream on Twitch too as well, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, as well as 12 p.m. noon on Fridays too as well. Also, I do want to say a big shout out to Remen for setting up that tier list. I know a lot of people probably don't necessarily agree with the tier list, or you find other ways or whatever it is, but in reality, we got to really appreciate the fact that he's taken the time to put this together and to make it useful for the community. Obviously, not everything is set in stone. There is some level of theory craft that you still have to do, but we really do got to give a shout out to him and for the work that he's done. And of course, spending his money to make sure that we have different ideas in regards to what it is, but really much appreciation to Remen and also a lot of the others in the community who have also contributed to that too as well. So big shout out to Remen.
All I'm thinking is Goofy's like, when will this thing stop? I need to go to the bathroom.
Yes,
I need to take a piss.
Where's that waterfall sound effect? Nietzsche.
Yeah, no. I agree with both Goofy and Ben. Shout out to Remen for making that list. I agree. I personally agree with most of it. Subscribe to Mindogs. Let's get this going. We are,
yes.
Subscribe to all of the Twitch people here: Zero, Ben, Lex, Mindogs, Nietzsche,
Yes,
Goofy,
sir.
Dapper, and Kravis.
Nobody needs to follow that Kravis guy. Like, nobody needs so much
Ignore
crazy in
him.
their life. If you're gonna skip one, you skip that one. All right, it's just for you. It's for
If we're
How
playing
dare
them,
you. Not for me.
Zero. Any final comments?
I have a few. I actually have a few. So, like I said in the last video,
Hang on.
I
gotta get ready.
If I see
Any dislikes?
dislike,
I'm coming for you, man.
so I'm gonna be checking on Goofy's. If Ben is posting it, I'll be checking that too. I need the link first. I'll be on Mendogs all day. So
Ooh, all day.
I promise you, I will find out. I'm coming for you. That's it.
Okay, Dr. Disrespect. Sorry.
Dapper, you got any final comments, brother?
Yeah, just in kind of like with everybody else, thank you for Remex. You also got to remember that he's been spending his hard-earned money in course just to do this tier crafting for us and just to make this sheet. He's been working long days and nights, and also he has people helping him out in the back. So you got to support them as well and give them all the recognition that they deserve.
Like, when he's saying that he's spending stupid amounts of money, like he did like a 200 core refresh on an ISO 8 node so he could hit it again with more really expensive ass energy. Like, fam,
Actually,
he's
I seen him
spending
spend
some dollars for
800.
you to figure out how shit works. He's not. Well, I
Yeah, I
saw
seen him
that it
spend
hurt
800
me.
core,
It hurt my
and-
feelings when I saw him. I was like,
Absolutely.
oh God, he didn't do that, did he?
Mm-hmm.
Any other comments, Gravis?
No. Other than don't follow Gravis' channel because you could become a Belle Delphine fan, and that's bad for you. Okay. Yes. So follow everybody else's channel. You make sure you hit Goofy. See, he's right here. I wore his shirt. He's right here.
Stop those
Follow
crickets.
Goofy's channel. Follow Mad Dogs too.
Lex Lethal, you got anything for us?
Yeah. No, I just want to say thanks to everybody. Thanks to all you guys. I love you guys, man. You're my boys. Ben, it was great having you, bro. You're an awesome dude. I hope to see you around more. I love all you guys in the chat. Thanks for coming. I stream on Twitch on weekdays at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, so don't forget to come through. Hit that follow button, please. I'd love to have you. And yeah, I love you guys, man. Thanks.
And I just like to say thanks, guys, for actually making this a thing like the MSF Roundtable. It's essentially just the community getting together once a week. I absolutely, it's in my calendar. Every Friday night we record this. It gets published on Monday, so I can do a bit of editing. And it's been very popular, and I really appreciate everyone in chat making this. I'm trying not to laugh. Some of the comments have been amazing. Coming out, so we're going to start streaming this as well. Obviously, it goes on my YouTube channel. So definitely a big thanks to the community for all the support that you've shown us, all us streamers. And we couldn't have done it without you. Thanks, Super Villain Ben, for coming on the show. It's been absolutely pleasure to have you on the show. And just some of your insights just been awesome. So, guys, definitely give my boys all the support and love that you've shown me with the follow. In the comments down below, not the comments, sorry, the description on YouTube. I'll have everyone's YouTubes and Twitch things, so definitely check them out. But yeah, again, thanks very much. That's episode 5 wrapped. It's been super exciting. We're hoping to keep going. So anyway, take it easy, guys. See yous.
See you.
Bye.
Take it easy.
Right, cool. We finished streaming. Not streaming. We finished recording.
I could not.
Tremendo.